Oh, I wonder if I have my, I don't think I have my phone. Do, 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 do. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put in my contact lenses. Is anyone out there? Hello, hello. Oh, the chef is dropping things in the kitchen. Not good. Not good. What time is it? Oh, 4:30. Time to take my medicine. Hey, I know, Holly. My light just stopped working. My great light. So this may be the shortest stream on record because I've got two makeshift lights here put up now. I have my ring light on. Oh, sorry. Oh, this pill is just so nasty. And I tried to reload. There's an app that you can adjust the lighting for this. It's a fish tank light. And I started to have problems a couple days ago. And I thought it was because my outlet, I didn't have it pushed in right, or the weight of it's got one of those big plugs on the end of the wire. So I thought maybe that was the issue. So he switched everything around and fixed it up real nice for me. But it's just not working. And it goes on and off, like there's gremlins here. So I reloaded the app on my phone that you can adjust the lighting. And now I can't get it to work at all. And I said I would come on, and I really want to try these brushes. So how dark or how bad does my work surface look? I mean, I can always stop. I mean, I know this stuff here is messy. I can pull my camera over maybe a little, get rid of that messy stuff. I got everything buried. So anywho, all right, so I have a jug of water here that I need to soak my brushes in, but I'm hoping everybody will pop in. Well, I want to get my brushes out. It looks fine. Okay, so maybe if I move this over, Lori, out of your face, you can see the screen a little better. I got all kinds of stuff dangling in front of my head trying to. All right, so these brushes, I was watching Donna Dewberry. Well, I've been watching her for years. I have a couple of her books. I'm sure they're here right above my head, but I didn't dig those out. She does the one stroke painting for anybody who may be watching this on the replay and is not familiar with Donna Dewberry. She created and developed this one stroke painting, and her work is just beautiful. And so I've been fussing around with it for years. And I had a couple of her brushes that are very, very worn out. And then I just used some other brushes that I had painting on those gourds I did the other day. But when I was looking at her video, she said she had a line of brushes made by Weber. And she said you can get good strokes out of them, and they're her professional brushes. And these were not all that expensive. So I was going to put the link in for my affiliate. I'm an Amazon affiliate now. So if anybody is interested to check these out, I thought I would pop that in. And, oh, I guess I should have put what that is. Not good at this, huh? Link is for brushes. Let's see how that is. So I'm going to open them up. Now, most of you probably know. Is anybody else here? Oh, gosh, Hal, I think it's just you and me. Maybe I even lost you. They are packaged with the sizing on the bristles so they stay, you know, in pretty good shape while they're traveling about, going to different stores. So you need to take that off. And generally what I do is just soak them a little bit in just some plain water. So this is her scrubby brush. This is the brush that, oh, okay, good. Thanks, Holly. This is her large scrubby brush, and she uses this a lot to do the centers of flowers. And then she's got a 3/4 inch. See, the bristles are real stiff. Now, normally I don't let my brushes sit in water. Well, you shouldn't. I shouldn't say normally because I'm very bad on my brushes. But I'm going to try to take care of these. This is a 16 flat, which I don't really know what that means. Smaller than the 3/4. She uses a lot of square or flat brushes. This one's a number 12. And this is a 1/2 inch. What is she calling this one? Oh, a feather. Oh, isn't that cool? I didn't know that was in there. And this is a small flat, a number 6. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's a Filbert brush. It's got that little rounded end. And that's a size 10. Now the fan brush is cool. I have some small fans. Now this is not got a lot of sizing on it. This is real soft. So I'm not going to plop that in the water. Might not use that. Oh, look, I didn't realize I had the other scrubbies. So she's got, oh, she calls it a scruffy. So she's got a small, medium, and large scruffy. Cool beans. Oh, hello, Barbara Chicken Pie. And this one, a number 8 rounds. See, look, it's got a nice point on it. Oh, I hope I can get a good brush stroke out of that. Woo! So I'm just going to soak these a little while. This is one of my favorites. It's an angle brush. This one is a 5/8 inch. And then this little guy is probably a 2. Yeah, 2. She does her line work. And this one's not real stiff either. But that came, the little plastic neck came off of that. So oh, if you have them, oh, that'd be great. Woohoo! Love me some new brushes. Now, I've been collecting these over the years, and I think the last set I got of these, there were a couple, and they were like in a thrift shop. I got them for like, I don't know, $2 or $3. So I was really excited. Now, she says, and when I say she, I'm talking about Mrs. Donna Dewberry. You can put a piece of, I have to stop saying, I say a lot. You can put a piece of acrylic sheeting over top and then follow along her actual strokes. So I have flower petals, and they're all two-sided. Leaves, I have such a struggle trying to do her leaves. This one is a cabbage rose. I've gotten a little better with that one, but not great. See, look, that stroke there, look, it just looks like a lilac. And that's her scrubby brush. She just does that with a scrubby brush. So we've got some of the cabbage rose petals on the back, and then the leaves. And this one is the hyacinth. Okay. Now, I will say I have tried it with a piece of acetate or sheet of acrylic stuff on top. And, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm lazy. And it's not always real easy to clean. But I was thinking about, I've got a package here somewhere. I just moved it. Oh, I hope I can find it. Of onion skin paper. I'm thinking if I put onion skin paper on top, it might be fun to practice with that, because then I can see, oh, look, I lied. This one doesn't have anything on the back. It's got words you have to read. Don't like that. All right, so this one we've got the daisy. Look how shaky my left hand is today. And another That's a Cottage Rose. So that maybe this was the $3 gems I found. And look, a little daisy and a yellow daisy. So I just thought I would put out some paint, soak off my brushes, get the sizing out. Oh, look, you can see my ring light. Oh, boy. And mess around with some paint and some one-stroke flowers. Look, every time I move my crazy mouse, I get something else up on my screen that I don't know where it comes from, and I can't see everybody. All right, so gently move your mouse, Lori. Now she, in years past, I just don't like to read. I have comprehension issues. I mean, I wish I could read, but it's such a struggle for me. Anyway, in years past, Donna Dewberry would use folk art paint. And my understanding at that time was that she used it because it's a thicker consistency. So if any of you are painters and you use deco art, or you use the apple barrel, or there's what's the name of that other one? It's a little less expensive. Ceram coat I like. That's a nicer paint, I think. Anita or something like that. They're nice paints for a lot of things, but they're definitely not as thick as the folk art. And the folk art just stands up really nicely when you're loading your brushes for the one stroke. And her basic idea, for those who may not know, is that you load your brush with generally 2 colors of paint, or 3. I guess she uses 3 at times. And when you make your stroke, you only have to do it once, because the colors blend, as you see here on her practice cards. Let me get this Cottage Rose. Her colors blend, get the glare off, so that you don't have to fuss around with all that. You load those colors on, work it through your brush, and you get that blend of color. So all you have to do is make it in one stroke. Okay, the woman's a genius, really. I mean, you know, come on. And I'm sure it has. Now, the video I watched probably was a little older. She's like always at these conventions, and I don't think she's home a lot. Maybe now because she's a little older, but now this makes some big honking flowers and petals. But if you were able to watch my gourd painting stream, she also does a lot of other things. And I did her hummingbird, which is kind of fun. And she probably has worksheets on all these things. What do you get bored with, Hal? Oh, reading? Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Well, and I think I do have an imagination. Like, I read the Harry Potter books. I didn't struggle. But I love the way she built those characters and her description of things. But if I'm being honest, when my youngest sister Jackie says, "Oh, you really should be reading," and I'm like, "Why?" Well, it's good practice if you read and you learn so much stuff. Yeah, okay, I get all that. But to tell you quite frankly, when I was trying to read and get hooked on reading, not to be confused with hooked on phonics, okay, boom, boom. I would read the last page. And if I didn't like the last page, I didn't want to read the book. Okay. I know. If Dee Dee Willingham heard me saying stuff like that, she would probably just think I need therapy. But anyway, okay, so these are all nice and soft now because I've rinsed that sizing out. Of course, you could do it with soap and water, but that's just an extra step. Right. And I even tried learning the speed reading thing. Yeah, not so good on that either. Okay, now I'm putting together some books And I used some onion skin. Oh, here it is. Let's see if this works. I'm thinking I should be able to see through. And then if any of the flowers turn out cute, I can cut them. Oh, looky there, girls. That works just fine. So I'm just going to get out one sheet for right now. And I think I'm going to start with something that I feel is easier and maybe, you know, could really impress you. Hello, Deb. Thanks for popping in. So maybe I'll go with a daisy. I like me some daisies. And you'll be able to see the yellow. So I'm going to pull out my daisy little cheat sheet. I'm going to practice on this first. And then I've got a big tablet of smooth paper. I don't think it's Bristol. It's probably really too good to be, I'm sorry, farting around with practice flowers, but going to do it anyway. All right, so I want 2 tones of yellow. And I want to see what I have in the way of folk art, which I probably don't have a whole lot in yellow in folk art. So my daisies may end up to be a different color. Well, wouldn't that just be Marby? Because what I didn't do was pull out a lot of different paints. The way I have my paints stored, you can only see the bottoms of them, so I can't really tell which ones are folk art and which ones are, oh, I think folk art is plaid. Okay, so here's a nice green thicket. Oh, that's a color she uses a lot. I didn't know I had the thicket. How about it? Let's see what else we got. We may have to go with deco art. I'm just not going to let that ruin my day. But I'm going to just rummage through here a little bit and see what I have. I'm going to give my little paint holder a little spin-a-rooney here. Oh, I do love my Americana paint. That's mostly all what I have. Oh, here's a folk art. Look, this is a dark, that's probably thick. That's eggplant. Don't mind me, girls, while I'm rummaging here. I'll be with you in a second, hopefully. And let's see if this is a, oh, here's a folk art. Oh, they would look horrible together. All right, so there's tangerine. I can always use a white. Tangerine. I don't know the rest of that song. Let's see. Americana. I do love my Georgia clay. Well, surely I thought I had. Those two I think would look really not too good together, but there's 2 folk arts. I think I have a lighter. I was having such trouble with my lighting. I forgot to pull out some paint. Let's see what we got here. Well, let's just say I'm going to use one Americana and, well, let me try it first. Let me try these 2 first. So I'm going to start. Now, don't be startled if all of a sudden my space gets brighter because I have this light that's kind of like possessed right now. It's going on and off, on and off. So if it pops on, don't be scared. Okay. All right. I'm just going to clip my onion skin paper to my little cheat sheet. Now, I haven't used a round brush for a while, although I think she may do this. You know what? Let me read the directions. Here we go. We're going to read. Step 1, you create center stroke. Step 2, you fill in the strokes. Pull all strokes upward, meeting at one point. And she wants you to use the 3/4 flat. She gives you the color she uses, which of course I don't have. So, and I'm going to use it on the chisel edge. Yeah, I thought maybe she used the flat. I should have pulled out my... Okay, can everybody see that fairly well? Fairly well. All right, now I have this disposable palette paper. It's like a waxed paper, really. I'm going to fold it in half, give it a little more oomph, 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 oomph. So I've taken the sizing out of my, look at the size of that brush. That's the 3/4, girls. It's going to be big. And I need something dark for a center. So let me just grab some brun. Oh, look, I pulled out a folk art. Nutmeg. Alrighty. So I'm just going to put a little paint out. A little brown from the centers. And this here is my tangerine. Now what she does is she puts little blobs of paint. And she puts them, that almost looks like a snail body when it came out, like a little, never mind. I think I've been alone too much today. And perhaps not enough coffee. Last night we had about 1:30 a.m. Oh, did you? We had one like that a couple of years ago. Yeah. We had a lot of wind. Well, I think they're not great colors together, but maybe it's enough to, where you can see a difference. Now, I'm pretty sure my eggplant is all but dead. I don't know. I might need a palette knife to get some of this baby out. Let's see if I have one that I can grab easily. Whoop. I am so jam-packed here. Of course, the biggest palette knife I have comes out first. All right, I'm just reaching. I'm reaching. Here we go. Let's get a little bit of this out, just in case I don't like the other. All right. Good thing you have a honey to hug. That's what I say. All right, so the loading of the brush is really her main deal. So what she does is she puts her paints closer together. I didn't put them close enough together, so I'm just going to tip in a corner in the tangerine and tip in, what is this other color? Sunset. And she starts blending her paint. Oh, I forgot one important thing. One important thing, ladies. The float medium, which gives you a little more wiggle room as far as, I'm just going to use this little lid to put some of that in, as far as your paint flowing. And let me see if this will work. Let me just put a couple little drips on there. Now, if you use too much of this, it's going to make your paint look see-through, which also is a really cool technique, especially if you're building a flower and you want some shadows of petals behind your flowers. Using more of the, extender will give you that effect, which is really cool. Okay, so I'm just running these two together and blending them on my brush. Now, I'm a very stingy with paint. This is why I was unsuccessful in ceramics using glaze medium, because I just didn't put it on heavy enough. So now I've got that. I'm going to just take this little round brush and give myself a little center here. Now I'm going to make myself a center here. You could use the end of your brush for this, or if you have a big old daughter. And then, of course, you want to remember to rinse the paint off your brush. We have missing people in Arizona. Oh, really? Oh, that's not... Oh, Holly. Oh, my. That's upsetting. Okay, so what I'm going to do... I should let that dry. So what she does is she starts at the top, and then you have to decide which way you want your colors to go. And I guess that can be a personal preference. So I'm just going to tip in a little bit of that extender, and I'm going to push my brush down. Now this is going to be hard so you can see what I'm doing. Push my brush down and then lift up and pull. And that looks, you know, pretty lousy. I think I'm going to need whoop, 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 whoop. I'm going to need more of a contrast so we can see. So let me go into the purple and orange. And I think really you could see what I'm doing better if let me just put the cheat sheet aside. Now, this is going to be crazy because I have got my white paper. But let me just give myself a few dark circles that I can use as a guide. This is probably not the easiest stroke to do. And of course, I don't want that to be too terribly wet, because then when I pull my brush, I don't want to get brown in it, which, meh. Okay, so I'm gonna, now this is really thick, this purple. And I'm gonna start blending. Now, I said that the folk art is really thick, but it should be this consistency, not this. This is really, my eggplant is really old. So, and then, you know, she reloads all the time. Let me just see here. So you get, you know, that kind of a... Now you can see my brush is not loaded correctly, but she'll go over. She goes over and over and over her. Let me put that over there. Another problem I have is if I get involved with what I'm doing, I forget to check what side what paint is on, and sometimes I mess up. And I still don't think I have enough paint. And of course, just like Mary and Dee Dee and all those gals make all this stuff that they do look easy, so does Miss Donna Dewberry. Now, on those directions on that cheat sheet, hey Teresa, how are you? You just push and pull, push and lift up, and you get these petals. It's making a really big flower. Am I close enough that you can see what I'm doing? I mean, and these are not perfect. You just, you know, practice. Years ago, and I've gotten out of the habit of doing it, I would sit in front of the TV with like a clipboard and paper and a couple colors of paint and sit and practice. And I think some of these, if you did these with a round brush, and then she just comes right over top of them and layers them in. So I think I'm going to have to use some other paint so we can get something pretty going on here. So when you load it and you blend it, that's what you get. And this is a very big brush. All right. I'm more comfortable with a smaller brush. But sometimes you might be wanting to paint, you know, a wall. So I'm gonna rinse all that out. So let me get some nicer colors here, and I'm just going to use the other. You might be able to see a difference in how the paint moves. Oh, let's see here. I know not everybody's a fan of pink, but I don't have a whole lot of, let's see. I've got some purple. I do love my purple. And let me see if I have anything in this. This is a purple Dusk. Let's try these two. And I don't want to waste too much of this paper. So I'm going to tell you when I'm tipping into the extender. I'm just going to try to make myself some room here. Now, where did I put my other cheat sheets, girls? All right, let's try a purple Cottage Rose. Now, this is not easy, but here she shows you where you're just doing like a C stroke. And then you come around the bottom and do a U shape. And see how I don't know if you can see that with my ring lights giving a shadow. I mean, a little glare. She puts down two little lines so you keep yourself in a certain space instead of going all crazy and making it too wide. Yes, the brushes have the information on the handle as to what size they are. So now this one is an angle brush. Now they're hard to read a lot of times because it's written in silver. This is a 5/8 angle brush. And then of course it's got her Dewberry U Pro made in China. Let's cover that up. It's made by Weber. I think Weber distributes them. I can put that link in again. The brushes feel pretty nice. I mean, listen, you can absolutely get better brushes. There's my affiliate link for the brushes. All right, so I'm going to put this paint aside. I'm going to work on my tablet. I'm going to work down here in this corner, and I'm going to pick a smaller flat brush. I'm going to choose the, let's see, I'm going to do the number 16. It's still a good sized brush, but that 3/4 inch is humongous. So I'm going to put these paints out on the palette that I have here, and I'm just going to go with a Ceram coat, and these will be a little. Well, this set wasn't too bad, Deb. This set, if I'm remembering correctly, was $25, $30, maybe less. And you get 13 brushes. You get 3 of her scrub brushes, which I showed. Not everybody was here. She's got 3 sizes, and she uses these like for the centers of flowers and some flowers as well. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure, Barb. And this is her fan brush, which is a good size one. That's a number 4. And then I got all these brushes. I got the 3/4. I got the 16, a 5/8 angle. This is called a feather brush, which I haven't tried that. I'm anxious to try that. That's a 1/2 inch. A number 12 flat. A Filbert, one of my personal favorites. They make nice petals. And a number 6 flat. And my falling out hair was not included. Oh, really? And what would you use the fan for? See, I mostly use the fan for like spattering, which I don't do anymore because it's kind of out of control. And since I watched Dee Dee, I've been using, a liner brush. And then you get a number 2 liner and a number 8 round. So it's a pretty nice set, really. Okay, so I'm going to try the 16. And I'm going to take a pencil, as she did. Well, maybe I'll use a marker. So hopefully you can see it. And what the guide sheet did was they just give you a couple of lines so you keep your strokes. Oh, that's really a little flower in between those lines. I might have made those a little too close together, but we'll see. Okay, so I have my purple out, and I'm going to put out my purple Dusk, and I'm going to load my brush like I was showing you. Put my 2 colors close together, cleaning off my paint boogies. So I'm going to tip each corner in the different color. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to work that brush back and forth, and I'm going to put more paint on. Back and forth. I'm going to tip into a little of the floating medium, and I'm just going to put my lighter color to the top, and I'm just going to put my chisel edge down, press down, draw the letter C. I feel like I'm way far away from the camera. Draw the letter C. Now I need more paint. This time I should have just gotten some white. I'm going to go the other way. Oh, is it focusing? Okay, there we go. Chisel edge down, press, draw the letter C and come down. Reload. I'm not trained by Donna Dewberry, okay? This is just, I practiced and wanted to learn how to do it. Now let me see what she does. So she's got, and then so you want the darker, when you come back around, you're going to do the U shape. And I didn't have enough on my brush. So I'm going to put that more paint on. And I'm going to do it again right over top. So it's supposed to look like a rosebud in the center. Let me get some white paint. The contrast, it's all about the contrast. Well, I use cheaper brushes too, girls. This is a treat for me because I thought, well, let me just see if I can do a little better. Because I don't take care of my brushes, and I know that about myself. I don't want to take care of my brushes, okay? I'm not like painting things that are going to go into a gallery, all right? So I'm not going to spend $100 or more on one brush. Just not going to do it because I leave them sit in water. All right, so I'm going to use the dark purple and the white. Oh, I love the way that looks. Back and forth, a little of the floating medium. Okay, is anybody bored to tears yet? See if I can hold this. So I'm going to do what does she do here? She does the white at the top. So I'm going to start up on my chisel edge. And if you think of it as drawing and not painting or printing, it's an upside down letter C. Now where it gets dicey is those other petals. I want my dark color to the bottom, start at the same spot, come around and do the letter U. Back up. And that's supposed to look like, and I think it might. It looks like a rosebud, right? And you can't be stingy with the paint. Lori's always stingy with the paint. So I'm going to come over here. Am I too close? Yeah, tunnel. Now you got it, Teresa. Okay. So I'm going to have my white at the top. I'm pressing down. I'm going up letter C. Dark at the bottom, come down. It's not, my paintbrush is hitting my camera, and I did my letter U. Let me see if I sit that on my keyboard. I don't think that impacts you guys. I should have gotten a little easel out. Now, what she does next is she has you practice this shell. It's like a shell, and you have to get the wiggle going. Overlap large petals to form a circle. Layer rosebud in center. Overlap full petals to complete the rose. Fill in the rose with small petals using a flat tip only. Remember, you don't have to let paint dry between the layers. Now, this is where I have trouble. Yes, you do. Hello, Joey. I haven't met you before. Thank you for coming in. And I was saying earlier to the gals, I'm very stingy with putting that much paint on my brush. So let me see if I can get my wiggle on. So she says she has you do, I'm just going to go over this spot. She makes a mark like this, like a V shape, to keep your petal in that, and then you're going to do it around. And if you ever watch her, if you get a chance to watch some of her videos, she's got tons on YouTube. She makes it look so stinking easy. Okay, so it's the same thing. You're going to put your chisel edge down, press, and she just wiggles like that and comes in and makes a petal. But see, that's really not very good. So let me load again. And like I said, this is all, if you're interested to do it, you know, like anything else, if you want to do it, you'll figure it out and you practice. Let me see. No wet paint. I'm keeping the white towards the top. And she does it where you can actually see what she's doing. So I want to go in an angle. That's a little better. I hope you can see the contrast. So then she just places them all around. Now maybe she does the petals first and then comes in and does the, that's what I'm not sure. I don't think this really tells you. Okay, overlap large petals to form the circle. Oh, maybe she does. Layer the rosebud in the center. There you go. Overlap full petals to complete the rose. That's where she does those three here. And then she comes in and she does these little like comma strokes in the front. Okay. I'm using way too good a paper for this. But I was afraid if I used my other paper, it would be too bumpy. All right, so I'm going to go back to that huge brush just because I think it might be easier for us to see. Oh, do you, Deb? I was just looking online and I saw one for tulips, which I think, of course, I don't have, which I think might be fun. All right, let me get that big boy back out here. I'm going to need more paint. I'm going to stick with the dark purple because I'm hoping you guys you're able to see this. Now, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just playing with these new brushes I got. Okay. I just wanted to come on and play. I did some other stuff this morning, got a few things done, and trying to keep up some momentum with my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to me, I would appreciate you doing so. That would be wonderful. Oh man, I just don't throw anything out, Deb. I paint from many, many years. Many, many years. Okay. So I'm going to load a dark purple and my white. I'm going to brush it back and forth. Now the challenge for me also will be to make this circle. So I'm keeping my white to the top. Look at my shadow. My light never did come on. And I'm going to start at an angle. I'm going to press down. I'm going to give myself a few wiggles and come back in. That really looks huge on my paper, but on my screen it looks so large. Not as big as hers are. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Putting more paint on. I'm going to make sure the white is to the top, chisel edge down. I'm going to just do 3 little wiggles and come back in. I did 4. I can't count. Oh boy. Now this one, I'm going to turn my book a little bit. Well, I don't think that sounds bad, Barb. I don't do anything. I'm a slug. Okay, so I'm going to press down, wiggle, come back in. So I've got the 3, and now I need to get 2. Now this is where Donna, she just does it upside down, man. And she's like, of course, like she said, she's been doing it for 20 years or more. And I understand that, but all right, so I'm going for it. I got to remember which way I want what color. Press down. And she says you can go right back over it. See, I don't like that stroke very well. So let me go over. Move your whole arm. Keep your chisel on an angle. Oh, thank you, Joey. Okay, so move my whole arm. So I want my white at the top. Well, that might be a little better. Okay, so now she puts 3. Oh, she wants me to put the rosebud in the center. So I'm going to load again. I'm using the same size brush. I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to do. And it still feels like my paint's moving pretty well. So I'm not going to put more media, more extender on. So this is where I want to do my little C stroke. And then I want my purple to be at the bottom. Come down and do my rosebud. I don't think it's at a great angle. And see, now I can see where really, because of the size of that, these should be much larger. And I don't have enough contrast there. What not to do when you're trying to paint Donna Dew, okay? Okay, more white. I think I'm a little aggressive with the dark purple. That is some big honking flower. It's okay though. It's just practice. Now this will be dicey here, because I don't want to mess up my little bud. My little bud. I might be because I'm not pressing down enough. Oh, I did it, guys. I put my brush the wrong way. Okay. Look how that paint stained my new brush already. Gotta let it go, let it go. All right, so I'm going to do the dark purple, the white, start over because I wasn't paying attention. The extender really goes a long way. I might have to redo my bud anyway. All right, I got my card in my way here. I probably should reload. Yeah. Well, that's a mess. Somebody said it looks like theirs looks like mud. Well, guess what? I'm with you. I'm with you. Chisel. All right. I need more white. I keep putting my white back up on my shelf instead of leaving it down. It's kind of scrubbing instead of looping. Okay, okay, Joey, that's helpful. I get you. I get what you mean in there. All right, let me get some more here. I'm going to finish this one up and then try another one. I do feel better if I move my... That might be a little better. Okay, I'm just going to move on. Because I don't want to be on here for... A placement of the bud is, I think, important. I feel like if I watch somebody in person, I might have a little better time of it as well. But I mean, I know watching videos is one thing, but in the co-op that I'm in, there was a gal there years ago who she did a lot of different crafts, and she wasn't in there painting, but she took Donna Dewberry classes, and I never could talk her into, just let me watch her paint. She didn't really paint too much anymore. Okay, so I'm going to put my chisel edge down. I'm going to scrub and bring that back in. I think I did better on that one a little. And this one I'm going to place over here. And I'm going to just scrub and bring it back in. Not so good. Redo. Maybe a little better. I'm getting more... Barb. Hi, Brenda. Barb, that cracked me up. I hear you. Okay, so I'm going to restart with my brush and reload. So hopefully I can get more of a contrast. If anybody watched Dee Dee this morning, but I think it was Janet who said, Dee Dee's always saying it, if you're not happy with your artwork, it's largely, most of the time, it's because your contrast is not contrasted enough. Okay, so now I need a petal here. I don't want to come down over these, so I'm going to come up here, chisel edge, scrub, and bring that in like that. Chisel edge, scrub, and loop. I brought it down anyway. And then when she does these other petals, she kind of just, now let's see, color wise, she puts the light on and she kind of just presses down and comes in. And where's that last one go? And she goes this way and this way. And that's supposed to be a cottage rose. I don't know, guys. It's probably better than I've done in the past. Now, I've got a lot of paint still on this brush, so I'm going to pull out one of my other See this one here, she shows you how to do all those different strokes. This one here, she does like a wild petal. And what she does is, how would you describe it? Like a tight U, upside down U, or a tight C, where you just use your chisel and you just come back around and you got that, you know. Press, come around and lift up. Now I'm going to show you ones that I think are probably really easier, a lot easier to do. Press, come around, whoop. And if you do this, you can do like hydrangea petals. I love a hydrangea. Whoops, see, I'm running out of paint there. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a skid mark. Skid mark. But I mean, you can do some cool stuff, right? You don't have to be... Who has new puppies? I love puppies. See, so that's not too bad. Chisel, push, scrub, back up. Yeah. She really has a nice glide to her stroke. Chisel, push, scrub, and in. Oh, how's that, Jelly? You could talk to yourself the whole time. I probably would do a lot better if I just talked to myself the whole time. Chisel, push. Oh, I did it backwards. Scrub, and in. Back in. Let's flip that baby. Let's flip that baby. I'm going to use up the paint on my palette. Okay, so I want this at the top. Chisel down, push, scrub, and pull it back in. Chisel, push, scrub, back in. Hey, not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to rinse that off. Now she uses her Scrufty brushes to do like a lilac. Let's see. So I've got all this paint on my little palette here, right? Oh, let's just, for the fun of it, let's just pretend we know what we're doing. Hey, Miss Sharon Marlowe. Hi, honey. Oh, girl, get it out. Get it out. All right, I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to do some white and this lighter purple I have put out. I think it's called Purple Dusk or something. It's a, yeah, Purple Dusk. How about that? I was right. All right, put a little float medium, not much. And right down here, I'm going to add over here, I'm going to add a bud. So I'm going to do my chisel edge. I'm going to push down, do my C stroke. I'm going to add some dark purple to that. And then I'm going to come and do the U, down and up, down and up. Doesn't look like, well, maybe. You know what? It looks better on the computer screen for me than it does for me right here in person. Let me see if I get a little more contrast. All right. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take one of the Scrubby brushes And I'm just going to pounce that on my palette. Let me see. Let me do the medium. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to pounce it in my colors that are on my palette and use up those. Thank you, Deb. That's very sweet. I know I'm kind of playing with the same colors, but I'm just going to use up what I have on my palette. Because, like I said, I'm a little bit of a paint Nazi. And I'm just going to pounce like a cone shape. Now I'm going to mostly pick up some dark. Put that underneath here. I'm going to fill that in, kind of overlap, you know. And maybe I'll do a dark one under here. Come this way. Pick up a little more of that lighter color. A little bit of white. I'm just using up old paint that I have out on my palette, so I don't have to. Well, I can also rub it in a book, so I don't waste it. This needs to be a little, maybe a little fuller here. Now, yes, I am an enabler. Okay, using up that dark, I probably could use a little more of my dark purple. See, now I end up putting on, what I should have done was, it doesn't matter. This is just playing. I'm just playing. I'm working my new brushes. I got new brushes, Sharon. Donna Dewberry enabled me to get some new brushes. So this is really just pouncing, guys, right? And look how cool it looks. And I'm taking a lot off on the brush on the extra palette. Great, just wider petals go right over her strokes on the practice sheet. It's meant to wipe off with, right. Oh, right. I see what you're saying, Joey. Instead of putting I gotcha. Instead of putting a piece of acrylic on top. I gotcha. Very good. All right. Excellent tip. And then I guess we could always do a couple little doodadders up here, right? Just to use up some of that paint. I mean, this is going to be nothing. I'm going to flip it over and when it dries and use it back for something else, right? And let's see. I know I have a lot of one of my art books up here. One of my art journals. Oh, excuse me for grunting in your ear. But I'm just going to paint. Use up this paint. Scrub it in a book. Because I do love purple. And I can do something else with this another day. And the water, my water looks like a really nice, maybe a Chambord and cream. Probably the only drink that I ever would have enjoyed. Because it tastes like a melted raspberry ice cream milkshake kind of thing. All right, so I got my scrubber in the water. I'm going to put this aside and let that dry. And I'm going to get out my other sheet that I messed with earlier and switch it out with this one. Oh, no, I want to do some leaves. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. All right, so I had a green. I have Green Thicket, which I know that's one of Donna's. And I'm just going to use some more white. because I love the contrast. So let me put out a little bit of this. I'm going to try to put in some leaves. Won't this be fun? Look, I have everything crashing down. El Carasho. See, here's some leaves. Now this is where the scrubbing, what Joey was saying, is really going to come in handy. Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. Up further on the chat, and I can put this in here. You can have a look at them. They're a 13-piece set, and she calls them her professional brushes, distributed by Weber. And she said you'll get a real nice stroke with them, and they do spring back pretty nicely. Okay, I haven't used this thicket in a while, and it's really thick. It almost feels like a solid. Oh, heavens. We're just going to go for it. And more white. And I might even pick up a little purple. All right, I'm going to work with my, I want to get these brushes out of the water too. I don't want them sitting and getting a little bendy. I don't want new bendy brushes. All right, so let's see. I'm going to use this bigger brush. All right, so I'm going to put my thicket. I think it's thicket I watched her use, but I think hers looked a little darker. And the thicket is the Filbert color. And some white. Let me just load it in here. And I'm going to take a little bit of that extender, and I'm going to practice up here. So of course these leaves are a little easier if you just start at a point, press down, and then come up to a point. You know, oh look it guys, I just put my whole arm in. I should have known I was going to do that when I mixed that paint there. That was silly. That was silly. So this is at least for me, this is an easy leaf. So I put my lighter color on top, and I just press down and then pull up to a chisel edge. And yeah, I guess you can twist it too. See, that first one turned out really nicely, I think. This one, not so much. So you can always do these little petals, little leaves. And then, like I said, if you really load that medium, that thinner in, it gives you a real transparent look for some leaves. But my struggle is these cool leaves that have that little wiggle. And she draws her stems in with these square brushes, which I can't even. All right, so I think the whole deal is the same as what Joey was saying, and I think what I do a lot of times is I don't come out wide enough at the one point of the leaf. So let's just give a go off to the side here. I'm going to put my lighter in the center, and I'm going to start on my chisel edge. I'm going to press down, and I'm going to scrub and come out, and then come back in, and that is awful. Awful! But I need to practice. Okay, so I'm gonna think of that V shape a little. All right, so I'm gonna scrub, and I dipped in too far. I think I need more green. And maybe perhaps less white. Yeah, I'm not getting the, it may very well be that my paint has too much. You know how when you can't get it to, mix well because you haven't used it in a while. Oh, pardon the little squeaky squeak here. I think that might be some of the issue. Oh, I don't need to open a new one. Here's a folk art. Let's see if this is a dark forest green. See if I get any of this to squirt out. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Oh my gosh, I'm so tempted to drink this paint water. It looks delicious. All right, I'm moving my mouse off to the side. Hope nothing crazy happens. All right, so I'm going to try this darker green. It's a little better consistency. Maybe not a lot. Oh, that's kind of electrifying. Ooh. All right, so I'm going to keep the white towards the center. I forgot what I was doing. I forgot what stroke I was doing. Oh, Lordy. Let me twirl. Let me twirl. I'm going to think of that V shape. You know, I think half the battle is really practicing and loading your brush properly. Joey says move my whole arm. See, why don't I keep coming in that and I don't come in. So is anybody getting crazy watching me do this? I don't want to make anybody crazy. All right, Hal. Oh yes, thank you for thumbs up. Although I don't know if I'm earning any thumbs up today, guys. So she kind of goes this way. Marlo, are you painting? Yeah, that's what I was saying, Sharon. You're cooking supper? My husband cooks supper. I think I'm going to have to do a reheat. He's going to go to a Bible study, so he usually cooks early, and then he can get on his way. All right, I think I'm just going to fuss around with this maybe just a little bit more and move on. I'm thinking I want a leaf coming out this way, but I want the white in the center. I just don't have it. I'm just not getting it. And I sure don't have the contrast. And the paint's not. Oh, I'm a resident slug, Deb. I'm off all the time. Well, if it were me, you know, I'd eat a sandwich or a bowl of cereal. He likes meals. And then if I cook a meal, I like different things than he likes, and he just would rather eat what he cooks. So, there you have it. Don't have to tell me twice. Oh, that's a little better. Well, I went over that, but not wide enough. But I think that looks a little better. Okay, so let me reload again. And let me put another one right here, or a half. Maybe I'll do a halfer. I see a little progress. Little bit of progress. I'm telling you what, the oh, bye, Barbara. All right, take care, sweetie. I forgot what I was saying. Well, you made that kind of leaf, which really works very nicely. Oh, the hummingbird. The hummingbird was a lot easier. Yeah, that paint's not moving. Okay, I'm going to put this sheet aside. How long have I been on here, guys? Oh, 1 hour and 17 minutes. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry myself. Let's get the back of this one. This first one that I tried. Let's flip her over. Let's see what else I have on my little cheat sheets here. See, she just does so many things with her, with the square, with the square shader or the flat brush, which I don't usually use a flat brush except for base coating. Hershey Kisses leaves. Always start the end on a, yeah, I had to practice a lot to loosen up. Yeah, that's probably a good tip. So if I start on my chisel edge, push down, twist, and pull up. See, and I can feel that paint. You can feel the paint dragging. Chisel edge, press and lift. Press and lift. Well, that one doesn't look too bad. Yeah, you're right. Loosening up. You know, you don't know. My sister Nancy, my middle sister, just started watercolor painting. And she's much better than I. I'm more of like, I like stuff by Maxine Thomas. You know, you put your pattern down years ago. I don't use patterns too much anymore, but you put your pattern down, you base coat, and then you do your shading. So I'm tight. I'm very tight painting. And that's the same way with the watercolor. My sister, who doesn't have any experience, she's much looser. She's freer with her brush, and she's just doing a much better job than I would ever do with watercolor. Okay, so I'm going to start with my chisel edge. I'm going to press, twist, and lift. I hear Donna saying press, twist, and lift. So they're not too bad. Now the sunflower leaf, I guess she does it the same way. Oh, and then she's got a holly leaf here too. Or a small leaf, she just goes like this. Just as a little press. Yeah, that's kind of cute. See, I see what she's saying there. All right, let me blend this a little more. So you just press and lift, and you can get little petals. But see, you can see my paint is not, I don't know why this is, and I'm tipping it into the, you know what, I have to let go some of this paint, I think, and just toss it and get some fresh stuff if I'm going to keep practicing this. And then she's got the holly leaf where she just goes press, it looks like she loops and loops and whoop. That's not too bad. Doing it the other way is... Oh, look, she's got this one. Here's a real wiggly. Look at that. She does a wiggle on your chisel edge. You wiggle and you come up. Woo! How in the world did she ever discover this? Like, to try this? It's just amazing to me. I like this, pressing it down and bringing it up. These brushes make a really nice point if you have enough paint on there. All right, I want to see what else is on the cards that I have. Love it. I just love messing around with it and trying to get better. Okay, so here she's got on this one, this is the Hyacinth. And I don't see, let's see, and she's still using a flat. God bless her, she's still using a flat. It's a littler one though. Let's see here, and number 12. I did go take a class one time. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with like folk art, toll art, painting, and her name is Maxine Thomas. Ugh, love her stuff. And this is years ago. My kids were young, and she was coming to a shop that I would go buy supplies from in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and she was doing a course for the weekend, and my husband treated me to take the class. And oh my gosh, what an experience. But can you imagine sitting under the actual Donna Dewberry? I mean, I'm sure she's got people trained that do this technique for her, so she's, has a life. But can you imagine actually sitting with her? I got to move those brushes out of the way. I need some more room here to load. All right, so let me see what she says here. Touch, lean, and pull. So we're going to touch, lean, and pull. Oh my gosh. Look how cute that turned out. It's kind of small. Can you see it? All right, I'm putting more paint on. Touch, lean, and pull. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just the placement. So you get the flower looking the way it should. Well, can you see that? Okay, so I probably need more paint on my brush. Let's get a little more. So she says, touch, I'm leaning, and I'm just pulling. Oh, I love it. Touch, lean, and pull. If you just talk to yourself, you can do it. Look at there. At least for me. This is why no one wants to paint with you, Lori. Hey, Janice Glines, how are you? Because you talk to yourself the whole time you do it. Okay, so I'm going to do a Hyacinth, all right? Let's start over here on this end. Let me get rid of that glue strip. Oh, look, all my pages just came. I've come undone. Do. All my pages just came undone. All right, so I'm going to have an imaginary line here, which would be my stem. And I'm going to start at the top and do, let's see, she's got 3 little strokes there. So I'm going to touch, lean, and pull. Touch, lean, and pull. I'm flipping my brush, touch, lean, and pull. So I have a different color. So I've got those 3 starting me for my little hyacinth flower. I'm trying to do the 1-stroke painting, Janice, like Donna Dewberry. I'm a Donna Dewberry wannabe. So it looks like perhaps she does some in clusters, like in 3s. So I'm going to touch, lean, and pull. Touch, lean, and pull. And then she's touch, lean, and pull, touch, lean, and pull. I think the other thing, too, you watch me a lot, and you know Oh, thank you, Joey, and thank you for watching. I appreciate that so much. I just really love all this stuff. Oh, look, I'm sorry, I got you blurred up. The thing is that I go too quick too, I think. I go very, very quick. And I need to slow down, I think, a little. So now I want to kind of make a cone shape if I'm looking at this correctly. I'm going to come out a little bit here. And I'm flipping my brush around because I want some of those other colors. And of course, you know, painting over top of things, I don't think comes natural to maybe some of us. It doesn't for me. I like how the petal looks though when you do what you're supposed to. Touch, lean, and pull. Touch, lean, and pull. Touch, lean, and pull. See, and then I'll show you her little grid, her little so you can see she's got individual little flowers there, then she puts a little center in. And she does much better overlapping. Of course, she is the teacher. So if I do touch, lean, and pull, touch, lean, and pull, touch, lean, and pull, and then she does 3 right in front of that and goes out a little wider. Let me try that. Some of this too, guys, for me goes back to I'm trying to teach myself to draw. And like Dee Dee said, you know, I did buy that book, Drawing from the Right Side of the Brain. You know, really looking and knowing what you're seeing. I don't always see correctly. So I'm trying to look at this and what Donna, I mean, she is doing, and then she's just, I guess, adding a little more pressure. And she comes out a little wider to do those next 3. And then she has like a little cluster over on the side, over here. See, and then I could put a little center there, and that would look like a little partial flower. But I am liking the brushes. They're making pretty nice strokes for me. So I want to start maybe here. Lean and pull, lean and pull. And I can use the end of my brush, put a center in. So that's not too bad. Let's see, I got any more cheat sheets? That might be all the ones that I have. Did I flip them all up here? Leaves. Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. Let's do this. Look, she's got where she does these petals, and she does, it looks like a butterfly. Let's see. All right, so let me get my purple. Blend it in. Give me some more white. Need a lot more white, I think. So I'm going to start on my chisel edge, and I'm going to press, and I'm going to pull, and then I'm going to come in here with another press and pull. Okay, that doesn't look good, but we're going to just continue. I didn't do the proportions right. I need a little table so I can set my palette paper up a little higher. All right, I'm going to try to really press it. Okay, so I'm going to do press and pull. And then I'm going to do another stroke here. I'm going to overlap them. Press and pull. And then she does two little like that. And then she takes another, well, she probably, the last video I watched, she loaded a couple of brushes. So she was always, you know, she was ready. She was ready to go. So I'm going to just put some green on this little brush. Some white. And then she takes and she pulls a little body in. It's just not dark enough. See, you could come in and do that other stroke a little better. But I mean, it looks almost like a butterfly, right? I mean, if you're an artist or into crafts and doing art, you got to have an imagination. So let's see. I do like using a round brush, but I don't know if I've seen her use a round brush. Anyway, this is what I was playing. Oh, look at this. What is this one? Oh dear, look at these. What is this? Oh my gosh, look at that. That's a dogwood. I've got a dogwood petal, and then an orchid and an iris petal, a lily petal, comma stroke. Yeah. Let's see what's on the other side here. Oh yeah, those wiggly ones again. I didn't flip this over before. I am going to at some point. Okay, Sharon, I'm going to get off in a minute too. I need to go get something to eat. At some point, I'm going to, you know, get a handle on the little wiggly ones, the little, I just love the way they look, you know. And then when you watch her live and that paint just glistens and, oh my gosh, it just looks so pretty. Let's see, let me do some a really wild color. Okay, and then I gotta scoot because I've got some other things I got to attend to tonight. And I think my ball team is playing. I think the Phillies are playing tonight. Die-hard Phillies fan. Don't judge me. Okay, so I'm going to put out this really pretty pink and some white. Oh, I put out too much. Let me give this a good rinse. All right. She just strokes in the paint like that. Maybe that's part of the answer. Yeah, Lori. After a while, you catch on. Maybe a little. Okay. She probably does that. I should read the description. She probably does that dogwood leaf in two strokes, I would guess. Start at the end on the chisel edge, push up and turn. Oh no, she does it all in one. So she does chisel edge, push up, turn, wiggle, and comes back around. She does it more round. I did more of a heart shape there. I got a little wild hair on the end of this brush. Chisel edge, press down, come around, and loop, and down. Yeah, see, I'm not loaded. I'm not loaded, guys. Thank Lord for that. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's do a pink butterfly. So if I do this and come in, I think it's all on the, you know, how you want your wings to look, right? And that's my little green, my little greening. Well, this is fun. See, I could sit here and do this forever, but I got other stuff I gotta get crack-a-lackin' on. And then you just mash this down, mash it down, and bring it down, lift up, get yourself a little tail, and then you can put on little antennas. I was watching her do dragonflies. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. And she said, you know, they don't have antenna, but you can do what you want. It's yours. It's your project. Push down. Yeah, the dragonfly was easy that she did. She just took, I'll say like she took a square brush. She made a little head. Get a little purple in there. Little head. And then she just made, you know, little sections of the body and came down narrower and narrower. And then she just did a whoop tail, right? And then she just reloaded her brush in 2 different colors. Oh, I flipped it. Guys, I just flipped it. Heavens to Murgatroyd, I just flipped. I'm hurrying and I shouldn't hurry. This is too watery now. And then she just pulled in her wings. She started out here and just whoop, pulled them in. And then she just did this one a little shorter. But see, you could do this on a greeting card. Doesn't have to be on a big project, you know, mailbox. That's a bigger project, but it doesn't have to be. You can do it on your journal page. All right. And then you can go back in and put little lines on. But see, that's adorable, right? Anybody can do that, right? Oh, come on, guys. Practice. Let's practice. Let's get good at this. Let's get good at this, okay? All right, I'm going to sign off. I need to get some dinner and finish up a couple of other projects that I started earlier today. Thank you for joining me. I'm not sure. Lisa may be on later. Not sure if she's up and running again. Lisa, My Eclectic Life, so she may be. You might want to check that. And let's see. Today is Monday. And then Tuesday, of course, some gals will be on. Let's see. Kathy Berg comes on in the morning. And we've got Kathy Arbor in the afternoon. Now I'm going to make sure I wash my brushes, and then I'm going to reshape them so they stay nice. See, I got to get all that paint out of there. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. This was fun. Thanks for putting up with my little practice session. If you're watching on the replay and you have any questions, please just leave me a message. I'll be glad to get back to you. All right, have a good evening. Blessings to everyone. Take care, and don't forget, take time, be creative, and enjoy the journey. I'll see you on the next video, or certainly on the tube. You're welcome, Deb. Take care. Good night, everyone.